Hi everyone, Dave here, and today I'm going to show you how to play Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. Nice fingerstyle tune this, and it's one I've been going through with one of my students recently, and yeah, really good tune. So I'll take you through it. It's in the key of A, and for the fingers all we're going to be using mainly is our thumb, index and middle fingers for the picking. Okay, let's start with the intro. You can do a hammer on the 6th string E onto the 2nd fret, and I pick that with my thumb. So it's like a little pickup, like that. Then we're going to go into a little barred A shape. So I'm just barring across the 2nd fret on the B and G strings, and I pick the A string with my thumb, or the 5th string, then the 3rd string with the index finger, then the 2nd string with my middle finger. Now once I've picked that last one, I'm going to do a hammer pull off on the 3rd fret, like that. Then I'm going to go back to the 3rd string, like that, like so. Then we're going to go up to an E over G sharp chord. So for that I'm holding down 5th fret on the B string, 4th on the G and 4th on the top E string, and you'll notice that I'm playing that with my thumb, which is what he does. Very popular sort of shape this. So I'm playing that with thumb and the 2 fingers. Then I play the thumb one more time, so you get that. Like that. Right, then we're going to go down to an F sharp minor. Before we play it though, we just put our fingers back on the strings and you get a slight percussive slap effect. Don't worry if it doesn't sound too loud to begin with. Once you get more comfortable with the pattern, you'll find it tends to pop out more. Anyway, to play the F sharp minor, again I'm just barring across the 2nd fret on the B and G strings, and my thumb is playing the 2nd fret on the E. So you kind of get the slap, and then you play the chord again with the thumb and fingers, like that. That's what we've got so far. Still holding that chord, you're going to play thumb, then the 2 fingers, then back to the thumb. Like that. Then we're going to go back to that A shape we had earlier, and we're going to play the 2nd and 3rd strings plus the open E string, 6th string. Then just the thumb, then just the fingers, then the thumb. So for that E, A over E chord is what it would be called. So you gonna get this. Like that. Okay, then we're going to play a D over F sharp shape, and that's going to be the same as the one that we had for the E, but just 2 frets lower. So that's 3rd fret on the B, 2nd on the G, and the thumb playing the 2nd fret on the 6th string E. Going to play those together, then just the thumb, then the fingers, then the thumb, like that. Then just take your thumb off. So you've got now an open E, play them together, so you end up with a D over E shape there. Then just the thumb, like that. Then we just move the 1st finger down to the 1st fret on the G, and you get an E7 shape. Play those together, then the thumb. So you get like that. Then we're back to our A shape again. This time we're going to play the 5th string with our thumb. So all together, then the thumb, then fingers, thumb, all together, then the thumb, all together, and then you get this little hammer on that we had at the beginning, open to 2nd fret on the E, and that's going to take us into the verse. So nice and slowly I'll go through that intro. Like that. Now the verse is pretty much the same sequence up to a point. So we do the up to the so going from the E to the the A to the E chord the same way. When he plays the E over G sharp chord this time, he just plays it once all together, does the little slap again, goes down to the F sharp minor, just like before, with the follow on pattern, and then the A over E again. And this is where it changes slightly. We're now going to play the D over F sharp with the pattern together, thumb, fingers, thumb, then A over E. So again we're playing the 6th string with our thumb for this. And then we get this little run up. So for that, I'm just playing the open B string and 1st fret on the G with the fingers. Then the thumb plays the open E string. So you do that twice. Then we're going to play this little A shape. So I use fingers 2 and 3 for this. 2nd fret on the B and G strings. Play those, followed by the open E again. And then we move into this shape, which is like an E7. 3rd fret on the B, 4th on the G, followed by the open E again. Then you go through the whole sequence again. Then we get into what I suppose is the chorus. Now, when I've seen him play it live, he tends to do a barred F sharp minor at this point, which you can do. Bearing in mind, I think he originally played this on a classical guitar, so the neck was much wider, so it probably made more sense for him to play it this way. However, I'm going to show it to you with the thumb over the neck method, because it makes it easier to get into the following chords. So, we're going to play our F sharp minor like that, so barring the B and G strings again at the 2nd fret, 2nd fret played with the thumb on the E string, play them together, then the thumb, and then I just go finger, thumb, fingers, thumb, like that. So together, and then just separately. Then to get into the next shape, which is going to be a C sharp over an F sharp bass. Again, we've got that familiar shape. So the thumb moves down to the 1st fret on the E, and now I'm playing the 2nd fret on the B, 1st fret on the G. Play them together, then the thumb, then fingers, thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers, thumb. And then we're going to do an A7 over E. Again, we're going to use the same picking pattern, so I'll just go through the shape. So all I'm holding down is the 2nd fret on the B. So you've got that so far. So it just made more sense to start with that thumb over the neck for the F sharp minor. Right, so once we've done those 3 chords, then we do have to go into a bar. So this is an F sharp 7. So I'm barring right across the 2nd fret, and the strings I'm playing though, oh, and I'm also holding down the 3rd fret on the G string, I should mention that. So I'm playing the 3rd string and the 4th string this time with the fingers, and the thumb again on the 6th string, play them together, then the thumb, then the fingers, then the thumb. Then very briefly I'm going to hold down the 4th fret on the G, fingers, then the thumb again. Then I'm going to go back to the 3rd fret on the G string, and now I'm going to play the 2nd and 3rd strings with the fingers, I should say. A little bit of a rattle. There we go. So you get this. Then we're going to go over to a B minor 7 chord. So again, you can just leave the bar on exactly where it is, or if you want to move it over slightly, you can do. So I'm now holding down 2nd fret on the B, and again I'm barring across the 2nd fret. So I'm playing the 2nd and 3rd strings with my fingers. Thumb is now playing the 5th string. So you play them together, then the thumb, then the fingers, then the thumb, like that. Then pluck them together again, then the thumb, fingers, and then for the very last bit you're going to go down to an open E. So you get this. Like a little bit of a push into the next chord, which is going to be like a D over E. So that's 3rd fret on the B, 2nd on the G, play together, and so yeah, what we do there is we play that twice, then play the open E with the thumb, then go back to the chord. So it makes sense if I play the B minor going into that. Just so you can get that spacing. Then to finish off, we do that little hammer on the 2nd fret of the E, just like before. And that put you back into the intro, and so on. So if I play through the chorus, it's going to sound like this. And then, like I say, you're back into the intro. So then it'll go through another intro sequence, then the verse again, another chorus, and then we're going to go into like a bridge. So to get into that, we've basically gone through the 2nd chorus, and then again that kind of little intro thing that we get at the beginning. But instead of doing the hammer on the E string at the end, like before, we're doing it on the A string. So open A, and then a hammer on. Then the bridge is going to take us into a kind of a new kind of picking sequence. So for that, we're going to start with a C chord. So I'm holding down the 1st fret on the B, 2nd on the D, and 3rd on the A strings. In fact, you don't actually need to hold down the D string if you don't want to, because we're not actually picking that string. And the picking is just going to go thumb, index, and then your middle and ring fingers are going to play the strings 1 and 2. And then you go back to your index. So string wise, I'm going 5, 3, and then 1 and 2 together, then back to 3. And the picking is thumb, index, middle and ring, back to index. There you go, and that's a pattern that we're going to use for most of this. So we play the C chord. Then I swap to a G with a B in the bass, G over B. So I'm holding down the 3rd fret on the E and B strings and the 2nd fret on the A. I'm going to pick exactly the same, like that. Then we're going to go to an A minor chord with the same picking. So that's 1st on the B, 2nd on the G, 2nd on the D string. So you got slightly different on this one. We're back to our D over F sharp shape. And so these 3 fingers have just basically moved over one string. So thumb is going to play the 6th string, then index plays the D string or 4th string, and then the middle and ring fingers are playing the 2nd and 3rd strings. So that just happens on that chord. And then we're back into our kind of first pattern that we were playing. So what I'm playing there is basically a G5. So I'm 3rd fret on the B, 3rd on the E, and I'm back to my middle and index fingers, playing 2 and 3, strings 2 and 3, and thumb playing the 6th string, followed by the thumb on its own. So together, then the thumb, then fingers, then the thumb. Like that. Going to do the same thing for our D over F sharp. And then this is kind of like an E minor 7 chord. So all I'm holding down there is the 3rd fret on the B. Same strings I'm picking. Just like before. To the D over F sharp, just for that much, so all together and then the thumb. Then we're back to our G5, just play it together, like that. Then we go back to the beginning of that sequence, so the C. D over F sharp, and this is where it changes on the second playthrough. We're going to go back to our E, so we just play the open E to begin with, 6th string E, then we're going to get that little run up that we've done before. So say open E, and then we've got our little, we're going to do that on beat 2, so that is our open B and then 1st fret on the G. Play those with the fingers, then play the thumb on the 6th string. Back to this little shape, play those, open E, and then back up to this shape. So these ones we had earlier when we played the verse. So I'll play through the whole of the bridge, nice and slowly. And after bridge, it goes into a guitar solo, which is basically the verse chords again. The only thing that's different is that he kind of does a little kind of offbeat push. He kind of delays the second chord just half a beat. So you get your little... And instead of going straight into the chord, he kind of comes on the offbeat. So he puts his fingers down. There might even be a little bit of a slap there just to get the timing. And then plays the E over G sharp. Like that. So you get that sort of effect. And so on. And they're all the main parts really for the song. It's quite simple in its layout. There's a few little challenges there. I mean, maybe getting the little slap effects here and there. But again, don't try and hit them too hard to begin with. Just kind of place your fingers on the strings. And then as you become more comfortable with playing through the sequence, you'll probably find that they'll start to become a little bit more percussive as you become more confident with playing it. The other thing when I've been teaching this is sometimes people have an issue with the little hammer on to begin with, where you're holding down a chord and then trying to move a finger while others are staying put. So, and sometimes you might find that your finger brush it, as you're doing the pull off, it might brush the string underneath. Couple of ways you can get around that. I wouldn't be too concerned about it because it won't be that loud anyway. But what I do sometimes, I notice that sometimes I put my little finger on the bottom string just to mute it off, so if I do brush past it, you don't actually hear it. So that's one way you can get around it. If that's, you know, too awkward, sometimes when you're playing the bar, you can kind of lift it slightly so that you're just getting those two strings, but the E string underneath is just slightly muted off, and that'll just help mask it if you do. And that'll help mute it off. I've seen other people, when they do these sort of pull-offs, another approach is when they do the pull-off, they just let the finger rest on the side of the string, like that. Whatever way you find easiest, that's the way to go. The other thing I would say is with the pull-off though is don't pull too hard. It doesn't have to be, it's more like a little flick, a little ornamentation. And if you're playing it up to tempo, you'll find that the volume of it will even out quite nicely anyway, without it being too much of an effort. There you go. So I hope that kind of gives you some useful tips on how to play this tune. Really nice tune, very popular to play. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you for one real soon.